Hey, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Playaz, and I think we are both surprised that StreamYard showed up today.
Well, they're obligated by contract. They're paid contractors.
That never stopped them before, but hey, we're happy because we get to start pretty much on time and to tell you something brand new that we've been bringing the as since 2009.
2009. So we're at 16, and when we do IRL 2026, we'll be at just about we'll be at 17 years. We're just short. No, we'll be at 17 years and a couple of months. Oh my God,
17 years. Where has the time gone?
I don't know.
No, I'm really asking, where's the time gone?
I have no idea. It just went.
And guess what?
What?
We stalled just long enough to do our moment of spin.
Oh, wow. Oh, boy. He's getting more esoteric. There's another one I almost want to say Turkish, but it's not.
He wouldn't do 2 weeks in a row or anything.
Well, no.
By the way,
last week wasn't Turkish.
Oh, it was something different.
Yeah.
But guess what? While you're thinking, I'm looking. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now.
Okay.
And I'll make the screen bigger. StreamYard wants me to take a 30-second survey to understand how satisfied.
Ooh.
That could be rather dangerous doing that. Should I do it on
Yeah, let's do it online.
All right, you think about your the answer, because once again the language is still there. I'm going to say, how likely are you to recommend StreamYard to a friend or colleague? I'm going to go with 1 on this one.
Yeah, I'll go there with you.
All right. Will you keep using StreamYard in the next 3 months? Not sure. Because it kind of depends.
Yeah, it kind of does, but at the same time, if things go the way we plan, the answer is no, we will not.
Yeah, but right now, I'm gonna have to say not sure. And that's the test. Oh, wait a minute. Type optional. Can you? I'll be glad to.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about your experience? It's gotten worse over time.
Well, no, be specific.
I don't have enough time to do that.
It's gotten worse over time. We started 5 years ago, and it started getting worse 4 years and 364 days ago.
They should know how long I've been using it, so I'm just going to go like that and submit. All done. You're thanking me. I don't know if you really want to thank me, but anyway, let's get back to the show.
That was it?
That was it.
So wait a minute. So is there any way you can? I would have changed it to no. We're not going to use it. See what happens. Because you know what happens. Sometimes that triggers like.
We'll give you 50% off. If
exactly. Exactly. Well,
I did say not sure. They should actually do something for not sure. So anyway, did you give an answer yet?
No, because I can't figure it out.
You got to get an answer because we got to move on. We got a lot of stuff going on here.
Well, we have 2 things. Come on.
Now we got 3.
3? Oh,
yeah.
You stumped the Godfather counting?
No, I'm not even counting that because we don't even have time for that, unfortunately. So
we don't?
No, we got 3 separate guests to do 3 separate things.
Okay, well, I have to say, I think I might be stumped on this.
So it's
the word that's throwing me is Baba, right? And it's throwing me because there's a lot of languages that use that for the word, father or something like that. But I don't know the other. I do not.
Well, go ahead, just take it.
Okay, well, I'm going to guess because of Pyem, Pyem. I'm going to guess it's probably Slavic. What? Acholi. Challenge the good father. I was right about Baba. Acholi, I would never have gotten that. Not a chance.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
That's something you put on a pizza.
Yeah, that's right. Aioli. That was a good one, Sven. I did not know that.
So we combined Stump the Godfather
with
the moment of Sven.
He stumped the good father. That's what he was trying to put there.
All right. Well, okay. Sven has picked up the pace, I would say.
No, he's doing great. I mean, he's
Yeah.
making it tough on me too now. He's making it really hard by getting to the level of complete obscurity since I've pretty much conquered the major ones.
All right. So moving on because we got a pretty packed show, but a little housekeeping. All right, got it. All right, coming up, is that next week? I think it is. Wednesday, August 27th. Talking Headless with Shashi Bellamkonda, not Paul Greenberg anymore. Shashi.
No, well, it's been what's this is third or fourth show already.
I think it is.
But yeah, no, it's at least his third and maybe even his fourth. I don't remember. I'm trying to think about it. But he's doing he's doing better than I did.
He's got Maribel Lopez and Patrick Corcoran are going to be joining Shashi next Wednesday noon.
Maribel's one of our star guests too.
She really helped us out in a pinch.
Yes, she did, and she did it. You know what? She did a job that she was amazing. She always is.
Someone says it's a new language on Google Translate. Wow, he had to go to Google Translate to find a new language.
Acholi. Well, I'm going to be investigating.
I'll just say this: I don't like anchovies on my pizza. I never liked that. So
this is anchovy aioli. Is it choli?
All right, and now I don't want to go into. I think Adobe is having a bit of an issue with their trying to figure out how to monetize their AI. I literally got this when I opened up a PDF file, and it says
what
you can. This is basically using Adobe's AI within PDF. So usually they let you like do one little thing in with their AI, like you could ask it to summarize something. And then when you want to do more, then you get this pop-up screen that says, if you want to do more and have full access to our AI within the PDF stuff, you can choose from your two different options of paying. Like you could do like a $4.99 a month plan or some other thing. I'm like, I just wanted to use the PDF. I don't know why we have to like do this kind of stuff, but apparently we do.
Well, that's overdoing it too. You have Creative Cloud, right?
Yeah, I have Creative Cloud.
And this
came in, yes, it did. It came in Acrobat.
Acrobat Pro.
Whatever you get with Creative Cloud, like $60 a month thing. That's what I'm saying. They're this is why I think they're and maybe we could ask one of our guests, what he thinks about Adobe stock price is going nowhere and actually going down over the last basically 18 months. Because I just think they haven't figured out the right way to try to figure out how to give this to people and not have them feel like they're getting nickel and dime.
Well, that's the thing with the content creation side was always expensive for a content creator on a consumer side anyway. It always was expensive, and people ponied up for it because the tools are extensive and you do get a lot for it, but it's $60 a month, right? And if you're a student, you can get some breaks.
Yeah.
But how you would dare charge for if you have that, and given the expectation of the people who have it, this is free. It's just part of it. It's included, and you can see it in it. I mean, it says the AI assistant right-hand corner, right side of it. Yeah, I use Acrobat Pro. I'm going to cancel my subscription.
You would think if you're paying that and you're using that application, you should have access to whatever that application gives you. But see what it says on the left: full access to AI tools in Acrobat until September 1st. So
wow.
I think they're trying to get people used to using it.
Yeah, and then switch.
I'll tell you right now, I'm not doing it. So
no, I wouldn't do it either.
So Adobe, and this might be I don't think this is just an Adobe issue. I think this is more of the from last week when I put that thing out there about why certain companies are getting killed from a stock price perspective and others aren't. I think all the hardware AI infrastructure folks are doing great. It's the front end software folks who are getting killed, and that includes some of the companies that we follow pretty closely. Yeah, I don't think the monetization they have figured out the right way to monetize this software,
except for Oracle.
Well, Oracle is not a pure software. That they
Right.
have the infrastructure play, and I think that might be what's saving them.
Well, I think they're just, to be honest, I also think they're just smart about it. Their approach has been, I think, the soundest of anyone in the enterprise tech world that we cover, because AI is think of the things that people fear. Well, I won't say anything what you showed me, but things people fear. AI is going to take over my job, or AI is going to cost me a fortune, but I'm going to have it, et cetera, et cetera. Things bother them. Oracle said no. Oracle's approach, if you think about it, dispels both of those problems. One is they're saying no, AI will support your work. Oracle AI will support your work. One, and two, because that's what it does. It helps you work better. We'll just give it to you as part of the tools you already have from us.
Yeah,
and you couldn't get smarter about it.
yeah, I agree, but I think what is kind of the foundation of all the AI that companies like Oracle or Microsoft or some of these other software companies, they have the infrastructure hyperscaling piece, and that is something, because you see all these chips that are being bought. That I think is one of those things that makes it easier to see. Oh, okay, now we're seeing how they're making money off this. It's the monetization of the tools. I think that are those kind of companies that are more viewed as a pure play, like software, kind of company. I think those are the ones that are having the challenge. Now, look, we can ask one of our guests, because I would love to get his take on that too. But it is just something. When I saw it, I was like, oh my God, really?
That's
This is really going.
disgusting. And the problem is that's the consumer market, right? So
I know.
right, that's even worse. And that's what I'm saying. B2B, they're having enough trouble. That's B2C, and they're screwing it up. And that is not a place you want to screw it up.
I'm looking in the green room, and actually we have two of our guests, and one of our guests, I tell he has some things to say about that, but we better move on.
Yeah.
So because we got a lot of announcements, we got some really cool things going on. One of which is we just had the very first game on with fun. Paul and Todd. I'm going to play a clip from that and then get your take on what you guys talk about and where this show is going. How about that? Okay. What a build up. Jeez.
You're not talking about 6 years or 6 months to get a good idea implemented. You're talking about 6 weeks or maybe 6 days or maybe 6 hours. The speed in which you can turn around an item and get it back out, whether that's a critical bug or a new feature or a design problem where this character was a little too overpowered out of the box despite our testing. That digital distribution meant instant feedback, instant ability to act. Whether you're a game developer, app developer, or an enterprise software developer, I still feel like collectively we're not taking advantage of the magic of getting feedback from our customer digitally and being able to turn that around pretty quickly and iterating fast. The games that are doing well today versus maybe the studios that are not are the ones that have really leaned into a fast, iterative product cycle that involve the community.
I love this. I was just sitting in the background producing that, but I was like, man, this is a good conversation, because the gaming, there's so many things that's going on in gaming in the way that they work with the community and the vendors, and they've created their own kind of ecosystem of engagement that completely are not going on in the enterprise B2B space. So I love that you guys are doing this.
Well, let me tell you one thing just to highlight what he's doing. So I think I mentioned on the show that I'm an obsessive Diablo 4 player. And Diablo 4, the way they work is you pay your fee, you pay what it costs you. And then they have add-ons that you can pay some extra for. But generally, they have a new season. Okay. And every season is changes to the game. But what they do, which is to Todd's point directly, is about 2/3 of the way through the prior season, they issue a play testing version of the software that of the next season that they then put out for a week, that if you want to, you can go load it up and play it and give them feedback. And then based on the feedback, which is thousands and thousands of people. By the time the next season comes, which is usually about 3 weeks later, it's completely fixed and changed. But it's massive feedback. They make it playable, and they put it out there for anyone who happens. Yeah, you have to have the BattleNet version in particular. I have both actually, but think about what Todd said there. That's a feedback loop right there. It basically said not only the feedback loop, but you can have fun doing the things you do, right? And give us the feedback, and we'll make the changes. And the changes are absolutely, seriously substantial. But what you've already also done is given the players a taste of what's going to be, and they're getting excited about what's coming up in 3 weeks, let's say, right? So it's right in there. They built in the flow, the infrastructure, the capability of built straight in to these companies that do it right. And that's Blizzard, which is owned by Microsoft, which builds that.
Very cool. And when's the next time you do this monthly, right?
Yeah. So it'll be the third Tuesday of September at 2 p.m. ET.
Why do I want to say go home after you say
That's exactly what you were going to say.
I know. I'm so corny.
I could tell.
I don't know how to get
I
out
knew it
of
was
that.
coming. I just didn't want to.
Yeah, I know. Guess what else is coming?
What?
I got this image. You know, Facebook, you get the memory stuff.
Yeah.
And it's very timely that this particular image came out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this. This apparently was posted 12 years ago.
Holy
today.
Crap.
This was at CRM Evolution. I know that much.
Yeah.
Because remember, it was always August when that would take, and it was always hot as hell in New York.
Yes.
And I don't even know who took this picture of why is it black and white? But
another good question.
But I like it. First of all, you know why I know it's 12 years ago, which would have put us around the 2013 time period. That was the dark ages of the Rams with Jeff Fisher as head coach. And we were terrible. And so I just felt terrible about wearing, Ram stuff. So I was wearing my New York Black Yankees. It's not a New York Yankees, it's a New York Black
Yankees. Yeah.
So that's one picture. And then the bottom picture, the bottom left, is the one and only Michael Wu. And then the picture after that is me wearing my Wu-Tang shirt. I gotta find that. I haven't worn that in a while. And then I'm like surrounded by the Woos, Margie and Michael. But if you notice, he's got the hat on. And then I said, you know what? Let me look, because there's got to be a good picture with you and them. And there, look at that.
Yeah, that's a picture that was actually taken at the Lithium Conference, right? I forget what it was called.
Wow.
Michael, what was Lithium Conference?
It was called the Lithium Conference.
No, it wasn't actually, but it was a great picture. I still remember it. I mean, I love these two, man.
It's called Link. Lithium Link.
Link. That's it. Me and Michael and Margie are just awesome.
Now Margie doesn't usually wear glasses, so she's just wearing glasses to go with.
Yeah, this is basically a hat picture.
Yeah,
hat glasses. Yes.
Well, he's synonymous with I call it the cool Kango hat.
Well, I think this was the conference, and Michael could correct us correct me if I'm wrong, where they gave out hats.
Yeah, because wasn't like everybody was supposed to.
They were giving everybody hats. I need to say I
didn't get one. I wasn't there, so I didn't get one.
Yeah,
I love Kango.
I think I got one though.
All right, so I bring this out because first of all, the picture just so happened to come 12 years to the day, which would be today.
Wow. Because
we are kicking off the very first taking the lid off AI with Dr. Michael Wu. I've got to apologize right now. I turned both Michael and Ray Wang. Somehow I turned them into animations or cartoon looking characters because originally this was an actual picture of him in action. And somehow, I was playing around. I don't know. Somehow. But anyway, do you want to introduce the very first taking the lid off AI?
Well, first, I'm just kind of wondering if people watching or who will see a clip later get it. to get the title. taking the lid off. A lid's another name for a hat, for those of you who haven't figured that
Hey, look,
out.
if you haven't figured that out, you're not cool.
You probably don't want to watch any of this either.
You're not cool enough to get it.
So, look, Michael is as far as we're concerned, the expert of experts when it comes to AI, and not just AI technically, but AI's uses, AI's capabilities, AI's, let's call it the thought leadership around AI, meaning the future of AI, right? The present of AI, and even the history of AI.
Damn, he represents a lot of stuff here.
Right, he does. And he knows how to talk to people about it.
I think that's the most important part.
Yeah.
So I was talking to our buddy Alan Burtson. He said he just makes it so approachable.
Exactly the right way to put it. Thank you, Alan. So the thing is that, we thought, okay, what about getting Michael on every month, once a month, to talk AI? And, if we'll have something for him, if you have questions and you happen to be attending live, you're welcome to ask them, and we'll try to get them answered, given, whatever time constraints we may or may not have, whatever that is. But one way or the other, we have him on for, I don't know, what's the length time? 25 minutes?
Not this one, because we got so much going on.
Oh, okay. 15, 20 minutes.
Probably 15 minutes tops for this.
Okay, for this one, and probably longer for the future ones. We'll have him on, and we'll talk AI, and we'll learn something. And again, if you have questions, this one probably not. Okay? Now,
this one we already got a question for.
Yeah, we got something that's going to be what it is, and it's going to take the whole time. But starting, and this will be the third. So we have Game On the third Tuesday, and this will be the third Thursday on CRM Playaz every month. So this is 21st, whatever September's version of that is. And just be there so you can ask them the questions. Starting next month, we'll take some questions. All right. So I'm excited about this because it's something that will benefit a lot of people to hear Michael talk about this.
Let's bring him on. The one
Good
and
idea.
Only, the one and only Dr. Michael Wu. Let's get
there. There he is. And there's the lid.
And he's got the brick wall behind him.
He's wearing the lid.
Solid, so you can't take it off.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you're like my lids, but mine aren't as fashionable as yours. And
no, that's actually a pretty cool hat you're wearing there. That one.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's got some class there.
All right, so we got something for you.
Okay,
we got a little video clip, and we're gonna play the clip, and then we're coming back to you because let me just set up the clip. It's
interesting.
Andrew Hinton, who I guess people would call the Godfather of AI.
Jeffrey Hinton, you mean?
Why did I say Andrew? All right, Jeffrey Hinton, and he's on Anderson Cooper 360, and he's talking about a recent statement he made. If I can only say it, but I'm just gonna play the clip and then get your take on it on the other side. So here we go.
Taking the lid off.
Hinton says there's a 10 to 20% chance AI will wipe out humans, but made headlines today suggesting at a conference that the tech industry should somehow install what he termed maternal instincts into superintelligent AI. So they'll protect humans like mothers protect their babies.
They've been saying, we have to stay in control of these AIs. We've somehow got to be stronger than them. We've got to be dominant and they've got to be submissive. That's not going to work. We have to make it so that when they're more powerful than us and smarter than us, they still care about us.
Professor Hinton, your remarks have obviously gotten a lot of attention. You talked about engineers building maternal instincts into AI models. What would be the purpose of that? What would that do? And is it even possible?
Most of the AI experts believe that sometime in the next 5 to 20 years, we'll make AIs that are smarter than people. And they'll probably end up much smarter than people. And there's very few examples we know of smarter things being controlled by less smart things. In fact, pretty much the only example we know is a mother being controlled by her baby. To make that happen, evolution built maternal instincts into the mother. And if we don't do something like that with these alien beings that we're creating, we're going to be history.
All right, I'm going to stop there, and I'm going to make a quick U-turn here because we gotta get our other guest in for a quick shout out because he has to go. That's Ray Wong, who was probably getting ready to do like an interview with CNBC or Fox Business or something like
or
that.
get on a plane.
So he only got a couple minutes. So we wanted to just quickly say, first of all, thanks for taking the time. And I'm going to bring up a screen because we are talking about this. Not him.
No, not that.
I hate when
we'll be
StreamYard
talking about that.
doesn't do that. There's what we're talking about. All right. So every year, and this is year 15, Ray and the folks at Constellation Research have been doing their CCE event, and the best, most scenic place I've ever gone to a conference, Half Moon Bay in San Francisco. He's doing it again, and we, as in Paul and I, are extremely excited to be a part of it, as we are going to do a live broadcast from CCE. Maybe we'll even be right on that cliff. I don't know, but Ray, thank you for joining us for a couple minutes. Tell us what's going on, because this is a special one. This is 15.
It's our 15th anniversary, and it's going to be amazing. We have CRM players here at the event. You guys will be interviewing guests along the way. And as you know, we bring together about 250 CXOs, influencers, and of course, our analysts in one spot. And we've got great sponsors. We've got breaking news. Not contract is not signed, but it's a handshake deal. So Whitney Johnson will be one of our keynotes. She'll be at the event. I think we've got not signed either, but coming. Barry, the piano guy from Davos, Barry Colson will also be there for evening. Nice. And Brent Leary and I will be DJing a set. Oh, wait,
yes. That's the best news.
So, but yeah. So, but yeah, you might see us DJing. There'll be some fun stuff there. But it is our 15th anniversary. We're bringing back guests from all across 15 years. Some folks have been to the event 13, 14 years, like you, Paul. The guests, we might have 2 or 3 guests that have been there 15 years. But the idea is to get everyone there and, of course, celebrate what's happening. We're about to enter the world of AI exponentials, and it's definitely going to be a fun conference. Day 1, we all get together. We have a reunion dinner. Day 2 is about brand new technologies. Day 3 is about industries and best practices. And Day 4, we send people off on a half day. It's really about leadership. So that's it. Yeah. Looking forward to hosting you guys.
No, it's going to be so good. I love it. See, look, I'll tell you what, I'm retired, and the only 2 conferences I plan on going, unless somebody wants Brent and I and engage us, right? But the only conferences, let's say I'm going for free, are IRL 2020, whatever, and CCE forever. And that's it. The only 2 I will continually go for. Always. So good.
Well, I appreciate it. No, and we always have great sponsors, and so it's that's what makes the event work. We've got good sponsors, good guests, and great friends.
And incredibly good dynamic there too. I highly recommend that people, even if you don't even care about the subject matter, you should just go and meet the people, and you do really well doing that.
Awesome. October 20th to the 23rd, Half Moon Bay. You should just want to come just from looking at that picture. I mean,
it's gorgeous. It's the nicest venue ever.
Thanks again, Ray.
It's great to see Michael, Dr. Michaels. It's awesome. I saw him on Saturday at the 27th Silicon Valley Life barbecue. So it's good.
Yeah.
To
by
see
the way, that's at Ray's house. Just to be clear, he's not. It's
not open to the public. No, I'm just kidding.
I was so glad that I made it back from Germany.
Wow, that says a lot.
Seeing you there is awesome. So, and a good chance to catch up. It's been a while, so it was great. So.
All right, thanks again, Ray, for making time to do that, and we look forward. To
I broadcast live. I simulcasted this out, so I'll shut those down. So we're good.
Thank you, man. Take care.
All right, man.
Hey, take care.
I'll talk to you soon. Talk to you very soon. All right.
Let's get back to. Do you want us to play that clip again, or do you remember what it was about?
I remember.
Okay.
I knew about that statement or that from Jeffrey Hinton. Yeah.
So what do you think?
Well, there's a lot to unpack there, right? So I think that the intention was to ensure that AI, when they do become more powerful or smarter than us, they will still care about us and don't want to destroy us, right? So I think that I think his approach of instilling this kind of maternal instinct is just one approach, right? I don't think that's the only approach. I think that's that's probably one approach that could work. But the question is always like how. I mean, how do you instill this you know, maternal instinct into this AI that, have literally not much kind of, I would say, genetic heritage or anything, related to us, right? So that to some extent is quite challenging, I would say, but and I previously talked about, some other approaches. It's not easy, it's also kind of challenging, but if you think about what AI do and how AI learn, right? They learn from data, right? And the data that they learn from are generated by us, right? It's our decision, our actions, right? Created those data, and then AI actually learned from those, right? So I think one way to ensure that, in the event that we come into conflict with AI, that they don't just decide to wipe us out and kill us all, is that, today, when we come into conflict with each other, we need to learn to how, to decide and take action such that we don't just kill each other.
Well, but there's a slightly broader question implied by what he said, which was, and it doesn't go to mother, it goes to instinct, right? Which is instinct. I don't even know how to define it in the terms he's putting it, because I don't see, is it even vague? Is it even possible for AI to be instinctual in any way, right? One, because typically the whole idea of instinct isn't how you're learning it, it's how you have it, right? Right. You're not learning it. You learned it over, eons of time, so to speak, and it remained a learned behavior that's inherited, I guess is the best way to put it. I'm not even sure how to put it. Is that even conceivably possible with AI, or will it just approximate something like instinct, which means it's still things it's learning from humans that humans are telling it to do? Meaning you're building in effect, you're really not building in maternal instinct. You're building in, effective safeguards, which is a different ball game entirely.
Yeah, it's a different ball game. I think that's why it is challenging, the type of approach that he's suggesting, right? I think that's and you could say the same thing about kind of what I believe also, right? It's also very hard today. Look at the world today, right? I mean, when is it that we come into conflict? We decide that we're not going to just kill each other off, right? It's challenging, but I think that is the way the world operates sort of today, in a very resource constrained manner. I think so. We're driven by competition, and I think sometimes competition brings out the worst of us, right? So therefore, it looked impossible, but I think maybe one day, when AI, we could use it in a way that actually is beneficial, and I would say drive productivity and efficiency in the society, then maybe there is a day that when we no longer have to live in this hyper competitive world anymore, right? We can actually survive. We could be, happy and be satisfied with, our work, and not don't just do work for, because we need to survive. And I think in that world, when we take away this competition, right, maybe there is a chance that we humans can, I would say, be kind to each other, be kinder to each other, and have more empathy for each other and compassion for each other. And so when we do come into conflict at that environment, right, in that future state, right, is not current state, that we can work it out and see, and hopefully those data would then inform the AI that there is a better way, right?
What though, the one problem I find with that, which is a world we all wish we could live in, is he said 5 to 20 years, and it ain't going to be 20 years. It's not going to be 5. It's not going to be 20 when that happens. Because given that we've dealt with thousands of years already, that we're trying to, it's not going to be erased in 20. He's saying, in effect, I don't know how literally he's saying it, but we have a couple of decades at best before they're way smarter than we are and might decide to wipe us out. And to your point, if the behavior they're learning from is the behavior that's more than likely in that time frame over those years, it's not going to be maternal instinct.
Well, I would even say, given the statement, I guess it was last month, the document that the Trump administration put out about wanting to maintain the innovation leadership with AI in the United States. It almost feels like one of those tendencies like deregulation. Do you see, the incentive for being the first to do whatever with AI that kind of supersedes the things that we're just talking about, like the betterment of, because a lot of times the betterment of how to use this technology comes from some level of regulation versus the opportunity, the technical capability. We can do these things, but a lot of times we do them and we don't do them as responsibly as we probably should from a standpoint of actually building something that could be really important, like empathy, into these technologies.
Yeah, I think regulation will be necessary to some extent, right? I mean, I think that the thing to ensure is that we don't kind of cripple ourselves along the way, right? Kind of in a way that, like, you don't want regulation to be so heavy that you basically hinder the development and advancement of these AI, right? Because the unfortunate truth is that we are sort of in our AI arms race, right? And when you are in the AI arms race, there's no way to slow down, right? There's a, I mean, you could, in the arms race, it's not just, I'd say with our adversary or whatever. I think even within, the US, right, there's sort of an arms race between all the different companies, right, who want to get there first, right? So there's all, and so with that going on, right, people are very focused on just to do anything and everything to win, right? They don't really care about, the consequences of that, because if they don't win, then then all bets are off, right? Basically, you're going to have someone else creating an AGI that will have just the same negative side effect as we creating it, plus the fact that we're not creating it. we're gonna suffer from everything else that someone else get there first, right? So get there first, right? And then and then you could talk, right? I think it's one of those things that it's hard to imagine, right? But I think that at least from history, we've seen it happen once, right? I mean, when the nuclear arms race was on, right? And when we had the atomic weapons, right? We talk and we have these anti-nuclear proliferation treaties, right? I mean, so there's something good that came out of that, right? I mean, if there's something like the equivalent of such a treaty for AI came out of it, that would be good, right? Maybe you just don't develop AI targeted weaponry, right? I mean, without kind of, I don't know, heavy public scrutiny or something, right? I mean, so there has to be something that I would say put certain use cases of AI in check, right? I think and the key thing is that you don't want to regulate the technology, but rather regulate the use case, right?
Well,
so it's not.
No, to your point, I mean, you look, effectively what Hinton's saying is what Isaac Asimov wrote, the first, second, and third law of robotics, man. It's literally the same thing, but ultimately it's real. I don't know the man, and I don't know how to interpret it particularly either, but ultimately he's the only way I see any of this actually occurring is if safeguards can. I do know safeguards can be built in, that for sure, but that's nothing to do with maternal instinct. I don't see that that's reproducible in something that's not human.
By the way, let me
something that's not an actual sentient animal.
Let me put up this question for Marta because it kind of touches on this. First of all, hey Marta, thanks for joining us. She's a friend of the show. What data set could possibly fuel instinct?
Yeah, well, let me answer sort of both. Right? I mean, so there's always kind of a two-way to, I mean, there's a carrot and there's a stick. Like, I mean, or maybe there's a third way, right? It's not by incentivizing some people or some entity, right, to do something or forcing them, somehow coerce them into doing something. You make them want to do it, right? I think the whole point of Hinton's maternal instinct, approach is you make the AI actually want to protect human. They're not putting a guardrail on, right? The laws of they could break it if they want to. Like you could do whatever guardrail, right? Whenever they can, right? I mean, we've seen enough, I would say, sci-fi movies out there that AI, they're smarter than us, right? Whatever guardrail that we could put on, they could kind of manipulate our psychology and make us do things, take it off, and they would do, for them it's just easy. It's like tricking a little kids to do something by giving them candy or whatever. It's that literally that easy for the AI to trick us or to do something, right? To take off the. So I think the thing is like, how do you make it such that the AI actually do want to protect you, right? And I think coming back to Marta's question is like, what data set could help us do that, right? I mean, maybe it is actually I would say his history of humanity, right? How is it that when species don't have this maternal instinct, they basically went extinct themselves, right? So if you go into this hyper competitive, environment where everything is just purely competition, right? And there's no
like hunger.
Yeah,
like the Hunger Games kind of approach.
Well,
it does feel.
If you think about it, the human, I still remember your original research all the way back when I met you about intrinsic versus extrinsic, right? Mm-hmm. And ultimately, you're talking about it being intrinsic
motivation.
Yeah, I actually thought about that when I heard the statement. But ultimately, there is kind of a big proof point to all of this that maybe, but I don't know how you would actually aggregate the data of this, which is humanity still exists and keeps evolving and growing. That alone is a proof point that regardless of all the hyper competitiveness is ultimately we're social and good, right? And worth protecting in that regard. The very fact that societies evolve and continue to evolve and continue to create what it needs to grow even bigger and bigger and manages to keep doing this, regardless of everything that's happened in all of history, is actually proof of what would be the data set. But where do you get that data set? That's a big data set. It's like everything.
Well, I mean, it's I would say implicit in all the. I mean, for example, like every book, every parable, every story that's recorded, right, and digitized, right? I mean, all those have already been used to train, the current model, like ChatGPT or any flavor of language model that you want to use, right? I mean, so it's already gone into that, right? It's just like we need to maybe emphasize importance of certain traits a little more, right? And maybe make them, understand that, this is this is the data, but you need to look at it. If you don't focus on this part of the data, then something terrible could happen.
So let me ask you one final thing, because I know we got to move on. But given that, don't we have to start this right now, given his timeline? Like right now, meaning 5 years is when he's set, at minimum at least, is when he's saying it's going to be smarter. And by then it needs to be there in order for that to happen. So wouldn't we have to start effectively feeding it this data right away?
Yes, I think it should probably happen, long time ago. Mm-hmm. And it's more of, I think this is one of those things that, like, as you developing a technology, right? Even Geoffrey Hinton himself doesn't know, the implication of his research early on when he was actually doing that. The reason why he's the godfather of, AI, it's because during a time when the entire community of mathematicians, statisticians actually did not believe in the approach of multi-layer, neural network, like these deep neural networks, right? He himself, Jan LeCun and one other, basically they persevere. They say, like, we believe this is still the approach, right? I mean, because predominant belief is that, like, theoretically you could prove that you only need like 2 layers, to essentially approximate any kind of behavior that you want, right? But what they didn't know is that like in practice, if you do it in multi-layer, you get much more efficiency and learning efficiency out of it, even though 2-layer could do it, you may need infinite amount of data that's impractical to have, and infinite time to train it, right? But so they're doing the multi-layer approach, you could actually do that feasibly, right? In a practical way that it's achievable. So that's, I think we should, and the thing is, like, the data is already in there, right? Like I said, every of these history of human history that's been documented is already in the data set that went into the training of current large language model. The key thing is, how do you ensure that that it focuses on those more, and make sure that those become innately kind of ingrained into the objective function that they're trying to optimize, right? So,
all right. Well, thank you, sir.
All right, this has been a first of many, but this was really cool. We thought we'd start you off with a softball.
Yeah, the future of the human species.
And we are working. How do you like the name? Taking the lid off of AI. I mean, should we might need to do some wordsmithing on that, but this is.
But I like it, but it's your hat, man. So it's up to you.
And now the lid off AI, right? Just don't take the lid off.
Yeah, we're not going to rip it off you or me. So, but I thought this was a great first one. Third Thursday of every month, we will be having our Taking the Lid Off AI with Dr. Michael Wu. And if he has something that he wants, because it's really important, we definitely will like him to do that. But if you do have some questions, like Paul said, if you have some questions that we can throw at him during these segments of the show, we are all in on that. So, and thanks to Marta for really not just asking questions, but great commentary too, by the way. Thanks, Marta, for doing that. So we will see Michael on the third Thursday. I don't know what day that is, but whatever it is, he'll be here. So thanks again, man, and we really appreciate it. We're looking forward to doing this for months to come. So thanks again.
Big hugs, Sue.
Great. Yep.
You and Margie, of course.
All right, we will see you in about a month. Thanks again.
I'll talk to you sooner.
All right, man, that was great. I really enjoyed that. I once again, going back to Alan's initial comment, he makes these very complex things approachable and
unbelievable.
Understandable.
He does it. It's actually unbelievable.
You know what else is unbelievable?
What?
It's unbelievable, but CRM Magazine has been doing their annual industry awards for 24 years.
That is astounding.
24 years. And guess what? It's that time of year again. Let me see. What do we got? And we have a special announcement. We've been doing special announcements like, all show long.
Is this a special announcement or just like what's becoming a regular announcement?
Well, it kind of is becoming a regular announcement, because this is going to be the third annual, or the third time we've helped them kind of reveal their awards. So coming out next month, the CRM Magazine 2025 Industry Awards. As you can see there, it says 24th annual. And guess who just so happens to be with us?
Who?
We have publisher Bob Fernekees. Is that right? Did I say it right, Bob?
Finally got it right.
Doing good. And Along with Bob, we have editor-in-chief and another person I completely butchered their name for a better part of 2 decades, Len Klie.
Got that one right too.
All right, 2 for 2.
It only took me 20 years, but hey, you know.
It actually took you the 3 years that we've been doing this too.
I think I might have even done it last week, unfortunately.
But it's a little dark, so let me just turn on the lights.
I gotta really hand it to you guys having Dr. Wu on there and getting so deep into the AI quandary. That's one of the things I really like about CRM's awards is that huge concepts like AI can be boiled down to an application area that's real specific, but key as well. But it's obviously much larger than that, but it's AI in action. Yeah. So, and want to thank you guys also for contributing to the awards over the years. We are actually looking at the winners right now. The magazine has been sent to the printer. We will be revealing the winners live before our website goes live on September 2nd. So that is Tuesday after Labor Day. And that is our announcement. Would love to, have people join us. And Len, I know you can't reveal anything, but is there anything generically special about this issue?
Well, as
that's
has
a little
been
different
said,
from years past.
Well, as has been said, it's the 24th year we're doing the awards in general. A lot of people might remember when we first started them back in 2001, I guess it would have been. It was 2 separate awards. We had the Market Leader Awards, which was sales and customer sales and marketing. And then we had a separate one called the Customer Service Awards. And we did them 2 different issues. We did one, I think we did the first one in April and the second one in September or October time frame. So a couple of years ago, we decided to mash them all together and put them into the quote unquote Industry Leader Awards, which is what they're called now. So I think it's the 6th year that we're doing them as the Consolidated Industry Leader Awards. This year we had a pretty comprehensive pool of analysts, consultants, and the like. Of course, our 2 esteemed hosts were among those contributing to the ratings, as was our previous guest, Ray Wang. And I think we had about 11 or 12 analysts this year that took part, provided us with their feedback, their data, as far as rankings are concerned and what they thought of the different companies. We have 11 categories again, as we've done in the past. We switched up a few of the categories again, just to kind of reflect where the market is going. We did away, last year we had a separate generative AI category, but we figured we really don't need a separate, or it really shouldn't have a category of its own, because it's basically at this point become embroiled into every CRM thing out there. So to say that it's a different time this year than last year would be an understatement as far as generative AI is concerned. So we have 11 categories: enterprise CRM, SMB, mid-market CRM, customers contact center infrastructure, contact center interaction analytics. We do workforce optimization this year. We're doing Salesforce automation again, marketing automation. We brought back the customer data platform one, since that seems to have finally picked up enough steam to warrant the category. We tried introducing it, I think, about 2 or 3 years ago. And at that point, the market was still a little unsure of where it was going and who was doing what and what constituted a full customer data platform. So we brought that one back. We have business intelligence / analytics again as a category. And this year we introduced a new category called Unified Customer Experience Suite. And we also introduced customer journey orchestration platform.
My favorite.
So those are the two new categories. We're also doing, again, 6. Last year, I think we only had 5, but this year we had 6 conversation starters, which are basically companies that kind of either took a new approach to something, developed really groundbreaking technology that wasn't available before, or found different ways to use existing technologies. Basically companies that started conversations.
No, I love that idea too. I mean, I know last year, at least with one of them, I don't remember who it was specifically, but I happened to be talking with them, and they were very excited about the fact they got recognized. Well, actually, I do remember now that I said that. They got recognized for, being a conversation starter, and it really helped them. So there's a material benefit to this too when that happens, right? So
sure. And basically, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, for the awards themselves, again, conversation starters were basically our own picks as far as companies we saw that were doing some pretty innovative stuff. But the other awards, the category awards for stuff like Enterprise CRM Suite and Salesforce Automation, we basically went again to the analyst community, the consultants from Forresters and Gartners and the like, and asked them 2 basic standard questions. If you had to pick one set of, or if a client came to you and said, I want to put X, Y, and Z into my contact center, who should I have on my short list as far as vendors I'm looking at? Who would you select and why? So that's basically the structure as far as how we came up with our lists, and then we picked the top 5 out of all of those submissions, and those are our top industry leaders in each of the categories.
That's the benefit of that approach is it's and this might sound like a funny way to put it, but there's an infinite number of possibilities, right? So when you have a group that actually comes to a conclusion that allows you to pick a top 5, meaning there's enough heft and weight, and sometimes there's enough marketing too, but with enough heft and weight to the company that more than 1 or 2 people will pick it out of the entire universe of companies they could have picked, because you're not saying, okay, here are your ones you need to pick. Here are your choices that pick from. You're saying, who are the ones you would pick? And then leaving it up to them to say it. So the winners are actually coming. Let's say this. Those 5 companies truly deserve the fact that they won it because of the fact that it was an unlimited choice that could have won it.
Right. And then we started something last year. I think we started it. We also identified in a couple of the categories what we're calling niche players,
right?
Which are these companies that have done some really remarkable things within that particular category. Might not have been recognized as a top company as far as one of the top 5, but they're doing some pretty cool stuff. They're serving a specific niche that maybe has been underserved in the past, or they're coming out with a specific product that maybe is industry specific within that category, or something along those lines that kind of distinguishes them from, they're not just a standard enterprise CRM provider. They're doing X, Y, and Z that differentiates them from the rest of the pack in a specific niche that they kind of capitalized on.
Yeah, I've actually been talking to a few of those kind of companies lately. Now I'm retired. Actually, unfortunately, it was too late, but
that's what you do in your retirement. That's what enjoyable.
That's retirement. I thought we're supposed to be taking it easy. It sounds like you guys are taking on more projects.
Hey, I'm not retired yet, dude. I'm still around.
I'm saying he's got this. He's launching 2 or 3 other sub podcasts within this now.
Oh, we got so many more coming up. You would not believe it.
Before we get into that, let's make sure people understand that the actual first reveal. Now, of course, there's going to be a magazine issue coming out in September, but the very first place you can see and hear who the winners are is going to be the CRM Industry Awards reveal show, and we're very excited to be a part of that. That'll be September 2nd, so I think it's like the day right after Labor Day.
Yeah, the Tuesday right after Labor Day.
Yep, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we will provide the link, and hopefully you guys will be able to join. I think you might be able to actually watch it from destinationcrm.com if we are able to get that set up, right? Yeah, so we are very excited about that. I have the one hiccup is I will actually be at a vendor event. So I'm going to be on, I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of interest that I'll be able to see face to face as this thing is getting revealed. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
And that's
Great.
the benefit
Fantastic.
of gentlemen. That's the benefit of retirement. I don't have to be at I have not had to be at 17 now events, I think it was, that I would have been at ordinarily. So
Well, you
Brent's
deserve to slow down.
always there. So we're excited. I love this show too. I mean, it usually runs about an hour and a half, I think. Was that about right?
We're going to try to keep it about an hour if we can, because people have a lot of other things going on, and they're just coming back
Honestly,
from Labor Day.
if
So
they're smart. They have nothing more important.
We'll see. But in the meantime, any last words before we head out for the week, guys?
No, just hope to see everybody in 2 weeks or so, and it'll be interesting as always.
Yeah, it'll be so much
receive
fun.
a message from us at some point.
All right. Well, thank you so much again for letting us do this with you too. We really appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys.
It's been really exciting for us and always a pleasure. Well, that's for decades now.
And believe it, I do get people asking, when is it? And do you know who? I'm like, nope, don't know nothing. Just here to, I'm not telling anybody anything.
No, people care. People care about these awards. So it's really important.
And it's the nice thing about it is it's not any kind of a pay-per-play or anything like that. It's all driven by industry folks making their opinions known about the different vendors and who's got it right, who's got it wrong, that kind of thing. Some of the vendors are people, some of the vendors actually, of the 11 analysts we picked in some of the categories, there was widespread agreement, and you had 9 out of the 10 or 12 analysts all agreed that this company should be on the list. There were a couple where you had a little bit more nuanced, and we had to kind of massage the numbers a little bit to get the full list of 5. But some of them, there was some very clear cut. I mean, in picking the winners, there are the standard bearers that everyone would expect. And then there are going to be some surprises again this year with newer companies that started on the scene, startups that have kind of brought in the new technologies and capabilities and done some really cool stuff with them. So there'll be a lot of names thrown around. Some you'll remember, some you'll recognize, some you might not, but you will soon if you don't already.
And one last thing, I think that you mentioned the 11 folks that helped put this together. Those are folks that have been around for a long time and have seen a lot. And I really, and first of all, thanks for including me. And but I really think that's one of the stronger things. Like some awards, you don't really know who's voting or what's behind it. These folks have been around forever. They've written in the magazine. You see them speaking at different conferences. So it's a list that you could really trust because of the people that you have brought in to be a part of it.
Yeah, there's about 1,000 years of experience.
I really didn't need to hear it put that way.
Right. Everyone's about 90 years old already. Right.
Yeah, I think Paul kind of summarized it. In some ways, it's trying to compare apples and oranges, and it's that's always a tough thing, and it's great to have like different perspectives from people that know the differences.
Yeah.
And
they get to pick from an infinite. Picking from an infinite pool is a big deal when you
right
to
unassisted.
win.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. So
anyway, hope everybody
need to
can
be
make
proud.
it. Absolutely.
And it's easier for us to put together too. In the past, we had all kinds of spreadsheets
I
and
remember.
percentages, and we were asking them out of
I totally remember it.
individual companies to rate them 1 out of 5, and which one would you give 3.5? Which one would you give a 4.5? Which one would you give a 5 out of 5? And it became a whole complicated thing where the analysts were
Whereas
then
many of us on this call would say a Michigas.
Exactly. So this is a lot easier for us too to put together. It's 2 basic questions. Who would you recommend and why?
Win-win.
Awesome. Once again, that'll be September the 2nd, 3 p.m. Eastern, where you can watch and see for the first time who wins all these different categories. All right. Thanks, Len Klie.
Thank you, guys.
Thank Bob Fernekees. I feel good. I got
it right twice in one show.
And we will see. I guess we will see you in like 2 weeks because it's really not.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
2 weeks.
All right. Take care, guys.
Take care. Thanks.
Bye.
All right. All right, man. We covered a lot of ground this show.
We sure as hell did.
But I'm looking forward to the reveal for the awards, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing the Playaz live from Half Moon Bay. We should get right out there on that cliff.
Don't worry, we'll be on the edge of a cliff the entire time.
Yeah,
I pretty much can guarantee that, at least metaphorically.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to that, and we'll figure out who we're going to be bringing on with us. But there's going to be so many really great people as a part of that conference. Whoever we bring on is going to be great.
Yeah, it's got to be so exciting. The whole thing is, it's why I'm still doing this. And not fully retired, man. It's because I love this.
I thought it was because of this.
Well, it's always because of Minnie. Always. I could not do without Minnie.
Maybe we'll even see. Well, you met Minnie. I have not.
I did. You know what, though? We should talk to Ann and see what the story is.
We'll see. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'm Brent Leary.
I'm Paul Greenberg.
We are the CRM Playaz, and we shall see you next Thursday. Until then.